Well, you know what? I got back to the hotel. I got back to this hotel last night, and I did a video. I did this opening that I'm redoing at 1:30 in the morning. I wasn't that tired. I had a nap in the afternoon for the first time in a long time. I got a chance to stay at the Marriott by the hotel, which is usually expensive. But I had a Bonvoy number, and it reduced the price. And as I was looking for the Bonvoy card, the lady saw AGCO of Ontario card, the racing card in my money clip, and she said, "Is that government ID?" Yeah, sure it is. She said, "Oh, good. Now it's $141." So I got to stay at the Marriott by the airport for 140 bucks on a Friday night. So it's pretty good. So a little note to all you people that are out there traveling and watching some of the horses race. I guess that AGCO, it makes sense. It's a photo ID and it has Alcohol Gaming of Ontario on it. Who knew? Anyway, a lot of people, obviously, here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, well, last week too a little bit, but 2 weeks ago we were on fire. Everything raced good, everything won. And then last week, and then again last night, everything a little bit flat. Lincoln James won, which is good. But White Tiger was flat, and Dio was flat, and reminded me something my grandfather told me a long time ago. He said, the further you get up, the further you're going to fall. So as far as Dio and Tiger, listen, for the people out there saying, what happened to Dio? I don't know. She tried it in 56-3. She felt a little flat. She didn't have that pop she had the first week. Could have been the track. It could have been a number of things, but we'll get to the bottom of that. But overall, we have a 2-year-old trotting filly with 3 lifetime starts. Tried 57-1, 57-1, 56-3. Could be worse things to have, I think. And White Tiger, yeah, he was flat last night. He was flat. Didn't seem sore. Didn't seem lame anywhere. Just seemed flat. We can work on flat. I just got off the phone with my wife. I started this video and she called me 3 times. I assumed it was important. It wasn't. But she had said, well, is he ruined? Can't ruin a good horse. And, he probably fell on some bad times. He broke those hobbles, and then he was looking like he was really hot. And whatever got into him last night, he certainly wasn't hot. I was going to time him into the gate like I used to and keep him at like a quarter of a length or half a length off the gate, and then just kind of drop him in and see what happens. Try and find a favorite or drop one in front of me and follow him. It worked out good, except he didn't go up to the gate. He wasn't hot. He wasn't crazy. He was quiet as a kitten. I'd never seen him like that. So maybe he was a little bit sick. He's going to be coming home. We're going to take White Tiger home and Dio home as Cruising in Style is heading to Andrew. 2 more will be leaving. We have a horse or 2 we're looking at the sale on Sunday. And I want everybody to understand also, when we had that huge week where we were on fire, those horses didn't race again. Those horses were 2 weeks ago. We have those Ohio fillies that are going to race again on next Thursday night. I get a busy schedule next week. Really, Blue Chip was a little flat. I'm going to drive her in Yonkers on Tuesday. I'll Play It Alone is back in to go Tuesday. We really just have to, it's easy to take a small lens look at what went on today, what went on yesterday, and say, everybody get down in the dumps. But this is a big operation. It's a big stable. You're going to have some horses that race good and race don't. You're going to have others that do and don't. I don't own any Espiritu Dio. If I did, I would have been a little upset last night. But she's a 2-year-old trotting filly. There could have been 5 million things going on with her. Good news is she wasn't sore. She wasn't lame. And somebody said, well, you're off the gate. Yeah. Number 1 rule. I want everybody to remember this. And I even need to remind James the other day. He asked me about being off the gate with a horse. The number 1 rule about driving a trotter is keep them trotting. No one gets paid if they make a break. If I'm off the gate a length and she gets beat 2 lengths or she gets beat a length, people say, we're off the gate. I'm telling you, if I'm on the gate, she makes a break last night. You watch her close down the backstretch, she almost made a break again. That was why it led me to believe that it was the track more than anything else. Where I moved her and came 26-4 the first week, I had trouble putting her in gear last night. So, likely the track, I would suspect. We'll get a look at her. She's got the Pure Ivory coming up. Then she's got the Peaceful Way. And then she's got a stake at the Meadowlands if we want to at the end of the year. Lightly raced 3-year-old is good. And this comes back to a point we're going to bring up later on. A lot of these horses, we're not getting trapped this year. I have a list of maybe 6 or 7 horses that are going to the sale. At least they're going to be entered in the sale. They have 1 month to put it all together. People are going to say, who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Just let me compile a list. Let me race them once more. Then we'll make a decision whether they're going. Well, you're going to see July 20th. I thought it was the 14th, but it's the 20th is the deadline for the sale. So you're all going to see which horses they are. You guys know who they are anyway. The horses that, should we really keep them and bring them back at 3? Or is it going to turn into another fiasco like it was last year? Any of the horses that aren't doing that are aged horses, now I'm going to keep just a tad because I think he's worth more money in the fall than he is in the summer. I'm going to keep Casanova's Jewel. He's not back yet. Screaming Hawk. He's not back yet. These are horses that we're going to give a chance to race that aren't racing yet. But when you look at some of the horses we have racing, even Bend Over and Crazy Mission, do we keep them through to the 3-year-old career? Or do we race them in the Stallion Series, hope they have enough points to look like they're in the final, and then somebody buy them out of the Ohio sale? It makes more sense to me. That way we can put together some capital for horses this year. You guys are a part of the biggest operation in the world in horse racing. Ron Burke's got a huge operation, but our clientele dwarf any operation on earth. Well, maybe, I guess, West Point or one of them in Thoroughbreds. I really don't know what their clientele list looks like, but ours is growing daily. We're up close to over 700 clients now. We want to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes twice, right? We all can agree last fall and last winter was an abomination. Can't have that again. And I know what took place. I know what went on. We can't let that happen again. This thing's bugging me. I hate shirts that have like logos and crap all over them. And somebody bought me this True Religion shirt or something. Nice shirt, feels nice. Until I get up and look and turn around and there's a big giant Buddha on the back of it. I don't like walking around with big fat Buddhas on the back of my shirt. It's the last shirt I have left, so I gotta wear it now. It's frustrating me. Anyway, I'm gonna scrouch down so I don't see the U. Overall, I think things are going pretty good. I think anybody that doesn't agree either owns a part of White Tiger or Spirited Dio or is still angry about last night. You know, Trafalgar, we got some mixed reports from the vet. She came up lame after the race, but there was nothing found. And it's up high. So she get cast in the stall, much like Lawmaker did last year at the start of the year. The uncertainty of her injury is frustrating and troublesome. I know Harry's optimistic, but you know, at the end of the day, what has to happen is we have to take our time. We have to allow this filly to relax, hope that it's soft tissue, even though the vet was not concerned. No, it was not certain it was soft tissue. Did she bruise her hip? Did she do that? That's possible. Is it just a bruise? Big question. And the reason it couldn't be answered right away is any of those lines you see in bones takes 7 to 10 days to open up sometimes, so even an x-ray can get through and they show up. So you may x-ray, you probably heard of people going to the hospital and saying, no, it's not broken. And then you come back, something's wrong with my arm. X-ray it again, oh, there is a break there. That happens with horses all the time. 7 to 10 days is usually the norm. So she's going to stand for 7 days. We're going to bring her back up, see if we can find if there is a line. If there's not, re-diagnose her. So Harry thinks she's walking better. That's good. We'll see how she comes along. We could luck out again. I mean, they're like big kids, right? You know, but they can't talk. I bumped my head. I ran into the dresser or the bed. I fell out of bed. These kids can't talk, so we're left trying to piece together what happened. And that was the thing I asked Harry, first and foremost, what did her stall look like? You may ask why. Was there any signs that she got cast? Was the water bucket twisted, ripped off the wall? Was the gate moved? You know, was the shavings messed up all over her stall? Much like with Sunshine and Shade, we could obviously tell what happened with him. So anyway, Trafalgar's in a holding pattern right now. Regardless of what went on with her, it's nothing long-term. It's nothing that time won't fix, but time is the question. So we had Trafalgar, who raced unbelievably good. Her first start didn't race as good, and I had mentioned in my video, she was lame in the post-parade. Whatever happened to her in the morning. She raced through it. So that's how tough that filly is. Really excited to see, 1, what is up with her? 2, how long is it going to be? And 3, when can she come back? Because she is a nice filly. Miss Brampton Beast looked a little outmatched. Fair ball. You know, it's her first start. She pays 54 last quarter, 27 seconds. Put her into the grassroots. A lot of horses. You know, the Trotters the other night probably should have been entered in the grassroots. And that was I think a miscommunication between Mario and I and the owner of Enjoy My Life especially. Need Your Opinion couldn't have raced better. Had her to the vet also just to make sure. She was on the left line a little bit. Nothing going on there. Freak. It's the only word to explain her. Another nice filly. And then we Wiggle Delight, who looked a little bit overmatched, but didn't really get her trip. James said as soon as he had to move her 3 wide early, she just lost interest. She might go to the grassroots for a start or two. I really believe this is a filly that's eligible to do a ton of stuff at the end of the year. Let's get it right now. Let's get her on the right track now. So I think that's what we're going to do with Wiggle Delight. Cruising in Style raced okay. He's heading off to Andrew, where I'm at right now in New Jersey, today. And Libero Hanover raced all right that night. And then Tuesday, Capistrano went that unbelievable mile. Inland Beach was legit too. Nowhere to go, raced really good. I thought she raced fantastic. Warwi Ultra raced better. I didn't know she was placed third until yesterday. Somebody told me. 4th place third, so that's good. Picked a win in the grassroots from a trailing position at Georgian Downs on Tuesday. And then, of course, I was busy. Knockdown Dragout, who you're going to find out in a minute. I'll spoil a little bit. Knockdown Dragout regained her position as number 1 horse in the barn. Don't kid yourself. Only because she's fresh in my memory. Globetrotting won an unbelievable mile, and she'll have her chance. Knockdown Dragout races on Friday, Globetrotting on Thursday. And spend that money, too. I really can't stop talking about her. She's an unbelievable filly also. Those 3 fillies will all jockey for position, I think, on near or above the top of the list all summer. They race this coming Thursday and Friday. Friday afternoon for Knockdown Dragout in Philadelphia. Thursday evening for Globetrotting. James says, she said, don't do her any favors. She do the 9-hole again. 8-hole outside post on a half-mile track. 9-hole outside post on a 5/8. I said, yeah, she'll take care of that. Don't worry. The 9-hole moves extremely fast. If I can keep her even close to position, starting into the backstretch behind the gate, she'll have a slingshot start at the rest of the field. There's really only 1 or 2 other fillies in there. I think right now can trot with her. And the way she got out of the gate the other day, I think she's wound up. She's ready to rock, but in a smart way. What I love about this filly was exactly what I was concerned about all spring, was that she was going to get too hot, too timid, make breaks, do stupid things. When she's in the race, she's got her game face on. And she learned a lot the other day. Not as much as she would have learned maybe in the 2 or 3 hole, but I suspect she's going to end up in the 2 hole or 3 hole this week. I doubt Aaron wants to leave me alone in the front to have my way with the rest of the fillies, if you will. I suspect he'll probably cut me loose and remove, which is racing. I will take this filly over anybody right now for the most part. Now, Knockdown Dragout's extremely fast and raced great the other day. Still got a lot to learn mentally. Globetrotting, she's figuring it out quickly. Wednesday, we had Arctic Force, and this is the beginning of the rut of the week. We had a great start. Monday and Tuesday looked great. Here comes Wednesday. The Ohio Colts, they were just flat. I think Rose Run Valiant's going to be a decent horse at some point. We got to take those flip-flops off and work on his shoeing. Crazy Mission raced great. Raced the best he's ever raced. Probably raced better than I thought he could. 59-3 last half, 58 apiece on a half. Big mile for that colt. Yours, if you want it, raced equally poor. Something's going on with that horse. We got to get to the bottom of him. There's a horse that looked like he was going to be legit, and turned into a bit of a slob his last 2 starts. Was decent in the gold elimination, I guess. Okay. Quite poor the other night. So the fact that he was that bad leads me to believe there is something going on. It isn't just him. So we'll get to the bottom of that. And then obviously, sometimes things happen. Didn't negotiate the half great. We got to make some shoeing changes with him. And Also Pine was mediocre. He was okay. He was present. He's got a Buckeye steak on Saturday. I might send him to Illinois for a few weeks minimum, just to get the lay of the land and see if he likes a bigger track and a little softer company. Something's going on with this horse. Obviously, he's not Oso Pine of 2018, but I want to make sure. I want to make sure that he is the best Oso Pine of 2019 he can be. Angie's having a lot of luck. It's not about the trainer, it's about the track. I don't think Oso Pine's a big fan of the half-mile track. They're going too fast at Scioto right now. He's down in the dumps and in a bit of a funk, and I'm not going to let him off the hook. We're going to send him somewhere. It's only 7 hours away. It's not like we're sending him 25 hours away. Angie can have him for a few weeks. If he comes alive, we can go. And if he makes money and good points in the Buckeye on Saturday, obviously that's where we'll have our sights set for the fall of 2019 with him. A lot of people have asked you in the sale. No, for the simple reason, you won't get at the sale what we should get for him privately. And any of the people that desperately want it out are now out. And the people that are on the train right now, I think, want to see what's going to take place next. And that's the beauty of the stable also, is that, there's some people that were heartbroken and said, this is crap and the horse isn't racing good, but that's horse racing. I can't make the horses race good, or White Tiger and Dio would have raced good last night. White Tiger's obviously not the same thing. He's already raced well this year a couple of times just to get him back in the swing of things. He's, again, fallen by the wayside. And I said to my wife when she did call, I said, no, good horses always bounce back. So we'll see the medal of, I don't even want to mention them in the same sentence right now, but White Tiger and Oso Pine are in a bit of a funk. Oso Pine was all year, and White Tiger just the last couple of starts. We'll get that figured out. I suspect his blood might unlock some questions also and some answers this coming week. So we'll start there. Blood, scope, school on Friday or next Tuesday, depending when we can get him home. And then we'll have a better idea of what we're going to do with Old Tiger after that. Thursday, we had obviously the fillies. That was a train wreck. Fox Valley Shazam, we found out what was wrong with her. Addressed it yesterday. Immediately it was addressed and fixed. Enjoying My Life in Dazzle, that problem's easily fixed. Put them in the grassroots. And then Arvika raced great last night for the most part. Left good. That was the old Arvika. I told you she just needed a week. Her feet were sore. Left good. Did what she could. Tried a mile and 55. She's still improving. Let's get her to Georgian or somewhere. Get her backed up a little bit. So that was my week for the most part. Now the next week is going to be the craziest one. Next week is Oliver's birthday. So I asked Ollie what he wanted to do. You'll love this. Monday. So we're leaving Wednesday afternoon. So Monday, I'm going to drive to the Meadows. You want to come to the Meadows with me? My car is leaving in the early morning of Monday. I'm going to drive to the Meadows. I'm going to race Sebastian Yu, Willpower Fashion, and Libero Hanover. That should lift my spirits. I think all three of those horses are sitting on a big mile. They're going to be going to Pennsylvania on Monday. And then Tuesday, I made a lot of promises. I want to drive Del Crest Star Angel next start. I want to drive, I'll play it again next start. I got to drive Really Blue Chip next start. They all get in on the same night. So, I don't know who's driving. I think Travis Henry's driving. And he's had some luck with us the last little while. Travis Henry's driving the two horses, Warwee Ultra and Del Crest Star Angel and Georgian. James, thank God, stuck with I'll Play It Alone Tuesday. I'm going to fly to New York, drive Really Blue Chip and race 8 or 9 or 10 in Yonkers, going for $52,000. She's in with that freak of the Melanders, so we might be racing for $26,000. And then we go to, and then I get off the track. I'm going to go stay at my brother's house. And just down the road from my brother's house is Stewart International Airport. I'm going to get an early flight out, fly home. I'll be home Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I'll get in the car with my wife and kids immediately and drive to Cleveland. Why, you ask? Not Cleveland Northfield. There's a fair track where we're going to race Overdue Mission and Crazy Mission, Overdue Mission and Susie K or Susiak. And we're gonna race them in a fair. My wife says, so you're gonna kill yourself to go race in some fair somewhere so that your kids can go on a Ferris wheel and eat corn on the cob and corn dogs. I might want a corn dog too. So I'm gonna endanger my life to go drive against a bunch of guys that don't drive at a fair track I've never heard of. That's the beauty about Ohio too. There's about 60 or 70 racetracks in Ohio. Every town has their own. I can't think of where we're going this Wednesday. So we're going to go Wednesday. I'm going to go drive in the fair. I'm going to have a lot of fun. Keep in mind, at heart, I'm a small town boy. I grew up in Prince Edward Island, and I got my first start driving horses in Ontario at a little bull ring called Quinty Exhibition Raceway. Probably the most dangerous track in the universe. Doesn't exist anymore. But I had a lot of fun driving there, and those little fair tracks don't scare me at all. I love being there. I love being around the small town atmosphere. So we're gonna go Wednesday to race at this track somewhere in Cleveland. It's 5 hours from my house, and then right after the race, drive to Columbus. Drive to Columbus, and get a room. Thursday morning, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna fly to Philadelphia. Now I made a mistake. The race office I didn't get a hold of the race office in time. I just missed being able to drive 3 of them. I can only drive 1 horse, and the reason is because Thursday evening, I have a flight, 3 o'clock leaving Philadelphia. I get to Philadelphia at 10. I can only drive Rose Run Versatile, which isn't that feasible, but ticket was already bought. I wanted to drive Path of Totality in all of them, and I can't. So I'm going to drive Rose Run Versatile. I'm going to warm up Path of Totality, make sure her equipment's on good, and then Corey Callahan is going to drive those 3 horses. So Path of Totality, Miss Mischief Maker, and Just for Me and You. I'm going to get on the plane and go back to Ohio and race Globetrotting and Ailsun. James is going to race Spend That Money and the other for the Compass Rose DC. And then I get to do it all the next morning. Why? Because Knockdown Dragout and Harness AM will be in Philadelphia. I just need them to be in 6th race or earlier, and I'm good. 7th race, you're pushing your luck. 6th race, I can make it. Get off the track, go right to the airport, fly back to drive West 52nd, Yes. And Yes was a little flat last night. I guess it was flat Friday night. Yes, West 52nd, and Emerald Miss is going to make her start. Now, a lot of people said, well, she shouldn't be in. Why not go to the Grassroots, the Buckeye? Could have. I want to keep her off the half. She runs in. She's not comfortable on a half-mile track. So we'll race her back in the OSS, the Ohio Sire Stakes, on Friday evening. Now, my kids are going to be in town. They're going to the zoo. They're going to the water park with my wife. My wife's game. 3 kids with her. You know, she wouldn't take them to the supermarket before, but now she's going to go to the zoo. So good for her. I told her, I said, it's Oliver's birthday on the weekend. I'll take him with me. I'll pay the extra ticket out of my pocket. She said, no, she might change her mind yet. But as of yesterday, it was no. So I'll be back Friday afternoon, race Friday evening. Saturday, we'll go to the water park, race Oh So Pine at night, stay overnight in Cleveland, and then I'm going to take Oliver and my family to the Cleveland Indians game on Sunday and then go back to Ontario Sunday evening. So that's how my next week looks, as usual for this time of year, right through almost to Christmas, I guess. It's going to be busy. So, for the people down there dragging their lips saying, oh, we had a bad week. No, we didn't. We raced Trafalgar. Okay, we'll see how that ends. Need Your Opinion, raced unbelievably. Capistrano raced good. Inland Beach Warrior Ultra. The fillies in Pennsylvania raced pretty good. Yeah, we had a tough Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days. The Colts did what they could for the most part. I think that Oso Pine could be better. I think Valiant will be better in the future. I think that Yours If You Want It needs to be better in the future. Bendover and Crazy Mission are doing what they can do. Then the Trotting Fillies and Rebecca were just a bit of a train wreck on Thursday, but that wasn't really that hard to see coming at 40-1 with all the horses. Can't do that anymore. I said, Mario, put them in where they can win. That's my fault. I should have talked to you more about that. The owners of Enjoying My Life wanted her in the gold. Now we can back her to the back. Grassroots. Dazzle, we could have entered in the Grassroots. Our fault. Fox Valley Shazam wasn't good. She'll be good next time. We'll put her in the Grassroots. And I know that's going to piss a lot of people off, because she is a gold filly. Doesn't mean you got to rip the transmission out of her every time. She needs an easy race, that filly. She needs to know that she can win. And we're going to do that next time in a Grassroots with her. And then our Vic can head to Georgia. So, Dio and White Tiger are coming home right away. Cruising in Styles coming back this way. Lincoln James won last night. Yes was a little bit flat. We can get to the bottom of that easily enough. He's been fantastic. He's world record holder now. So this is my optimistic. It wasn't that I wasn't optimistic last night. I guess you should never do videos at 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. So I raced it. You guys get Chipper Anthony at 10 o'clock. I'm going to head over to the airport, sit down. I'm going to do the rest of these videos. I got my earphones and my microphone, so I just need a kind of quiet spot, which is almost impossible at Newark International Airport. But we'll see what we can do. And I get to Ottawa. I have a connector through Ottawa. There's usually nobody around in Ottawa, so that won't be hard to do. I'll get that taken care of, and I'll have your videos out to you this week. Sunday, we are buying at least one horse. I know one of our clients wants to buy a top-end trotter. There's 2 trotters I'm looking at. One made a break last night at the Meadowlands. I don't know if I like that horse, though. And one trotter I do like quite a bit. So our pacer, we have 3 pacers we're looking at. One we can't buy. And the other 2 we might not be able to either. But keep in mind, there are horses out there in this market. Mark Weaver reached out to me and said, geez, Anthony, I don't know if you're going to be able to buy Pugsley or Rock and Tony the way they raced it last week. I said, you're right. But it'll be up to you to find us one. And we'll talk about it. I mean, I just don't want to buy a horse to say I bought a horse. I want to buy a horse We spent maybe a little too much buying one last year, and it's been fun watching Lincoln James win, but we'll be a while getting our money back from him. One, I want a horse that I can build a business model around. It's going to be 40, 45,000, maybe 48,000 for a horse, and we can't just race them anywhere. We have to have a plan. We have Ohio, we have Illinois, both places we can get some money out quick, I believe, and then we'll make decisions after that. So we'll race, hopefully the horse that we're buying Sunday will be coming to PEI for the Gold Cup and Saucer, and then we'll have a spot for that horse when they come back. So that's it. I'm going to get underway. I got jeans on today because it's 22 degrees, my phone says, in Ontario. I got my big fat Buddha shirt on. Be the last time I wear old Buddha. Maybe around the barn or something. It's a comfortable shirt, but I will. I'll check in with you guys again when I get over to the airport. I got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. I whittled down top 15 list this week. Again, there was 22, 23 last week. A couple of horses we can leave off. They didn't have a great week this week, so that's not a problem. Got a top 15 list. I also have an update on all the horses that aren't racing right now. Where are they at? What are they doing? Marzank Hanover, just pick one off the list here. Well, schooled yesterday in 2 minutes, last half 57 and a piece. Kevin was happy, James was happy. She's getting ready to start up her career, ready to go. A couple other horses like that, and a couple of horses that aren't ready. They aren't going anywhere right now. Forged and Fire, he's going out to the field. I'm going to bring him back in September.